Runner A and runner B are training for a marathon. The tables below show the ratios of distance to their time traveled. If both runners maintain their speed, so they're going at a constant speed, meaning that we're talking about equal ratios here, how many more miles will runner B have run than runner A after 20 hours? All right, so we have a lot to do in this problem. First, we have to find out how far is each runner going to be in 20 hours, right? So I'm going to add an extra column on these. We need to know where will they be in 20 hours. And then we need to find the difference between those, right? Because it says how many more miles. And that always means to subtract to find out what the difference is between their miles. So if these runners are going at a constant speed, I know that I can set up equal ratios. So I'm looking at runner A's table. I'm looking at the hours, and I'm going to see where I can make a relationship to get to the 20. So the easiest thing I see is to get from 10 to 20. I know that that is times 2. And so to find out what the miles are for 20, I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. I'm going to go times 2. And 35 times 2 is 70. So that means that runner A, after 20 hours, is going to have run 70 miles. So that's the first part of it. So let's write that down so we don't forget it. Runner A, after 20 hours, has gone 70 miles. All right, now we have to do the same thing for B. So looking at runner B's independent variable column, I'm trying to see what number can get me to 20, right? So 12 times no whole number will give me 20. 14 times no whole number will give me 20. So I'm going to go all the way from the 4 to the 20. So to get from 4 to 20, I do times 5. So now I have to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to go from the 16, right? The 16 matches up with the 4, all the way to down here. And to find out what this missing value is here, I'm going to do the same thing, times 5, because that's how I create equivalent ratios. I multiply both sides or divide both sides by the same number. So now I do 16 times 5, and that's going to give me 80. So that means that runner B, after 20 hours, has run 80 miles. Now I go back to my question to make sure I answered it, and I realize I haven't answered it yet because it's asking me how many more miles will runner B have run. So runner B ran 80 miles and runner A ran 70 miles. Then runner B ran 10 more miles. So your final answer is 10 more miles.